All right, this one's gonna be a little bit different. I'm used to coming to my desk and scripting out a video that I think you guys will enjoy in terms of comedy. But this is going to be my thoughts before my surgery on Monday. If you guys didn't know, and I don't assume a lot of you do, I'm going to have a leg reconstruction on Monday. And it's my eighth surgery, so I'm used to it and all its lovely after effects. But for this one specifically, I feel scared more than usual. And I've been trying to wrestle with that fear for quite some time. Why am I scared at surgery number 8? And I think it's because it's surgery number 8, if that makes any sense at all. And so what I'd like to do during this video is explore 3 different perspectives and interactions I've had with people with regards to the surgery, to show how empathy, while universal, is fundamentally unique. Let's get to it. Story number 1 is with a friend I'd like to call the Optimist. She is, by all intentions, the sweetest person I've ever met in my life. Just pure radiant energy of good. If she was in a D&D campaign, she would oppose me substantially. And she calls me and I pick up the phone and we don't actually talk about the surgery at all. She lets me do joke after joke about premises I'm trying to develop, and she just doesn't really bat an eye because she knows that this call is different. That I'm not doing jokes for the sake of doing jokes, that I'm doing jokes out of fear, to deflect what's really going on in my life. And she's okay with that. And when we do end up talking about the surgery, she doesn't give me a bunch of, platitudes, if you know, or euphemisms. She just says, I know you will be okay. And she said it with such certainty and such authenticity that I almost believe it myself. And it is from this sort of great, positive, vibrant source in my life that I find solace from a lot of the pessimism or I don't know, even nihilism that sometimes get in my head, for better or for worse. So I'm eternally thankful to friend number 1. I think friend number 1 encapsulates the majority of what empathy is. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. And then you don't really need me, so I was never really needed. And I'm here for you sort of loses its value. I don't know. They just kind of assume that you'll never need them, and they can stay at a distance and say pleasantries. And this is not a negative. It's a shallow definition of what empathy is. Just ticking the boxes, saying the right thing. My second friend that I talk to is very analytical about things. So she starts saying objectively how the surgery isn't going to kill me and yada yada yada. And we didn't talk so much about, everything's going to be okay. It was more like some things might not be. Right? And that sort of concession, if you will, was really eye-opening to me. It seems very basic, but just someone being able to admit that, hey, things might not go perfectly, but you're still going to be all right. I don't know, it adds nuance to the equation that a lot of people are too scared to put in, right? They think that they have a responsibility to be 100% go, 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 go. Yes, you're amazing. But that isn't useful. And so friend number 2 and I actually connected the most when there were no jokes during the conversation and it was just me saying, I'm scared and I don't know why. That's another thing I realized. Why am I scared? Again, it's surgery number 8. And that was only an answer that I would receive in my third conversation. My third conversation was with an absurdist, one of my closest friends. And he and I were talking and talking about it. And he's like, "You're not gonna die in the surgery. But what could happen is that they put you under anesthesia and you feel everything. You just feel every single thing over and over for 8 hours. You're just like, ah, but you can't say anything. You can't say anything." I'm like, "What are you, Louis?" Like, Jesus, man. His delivery was just absurd, but he made me feel better in the sense that, like, my fears were somewhat irrational. And we finally diagnosed the problem. It's a problem that was diagnosed I diagnosed with narcissism. Um, I'm scared that people move on. I'm gonna be in a cast for 6 weeks, and then it's gonna be 6 months of rehab. And that's scary because it's painful, but you also are stuck. And everyone around you, like, by definition, has to move on. And I'm not jealous, just sad. I'm just sad that people get to move on without me. And maybe that's selfish. I would never act on that selfishness. I would never say, like, you can't move forward. But it's just a looming thought inside my head. And I think it's important that I acknowledge that I don't want to be abandoned. And I think that's the revelation. Surgery is scary to me, not because of the physical pain it brings, although that's not comfortable for anybody. Surgery is uncomfortable for me because of the emotional burden it brings to me and other people, right? I have a responsibility to strike a balance between depending on people, but letting them live their lives. And that's a hard rope to walk, man, especially since I'm in a cast. Thank you for listening. See you when I'm back.